AI has ruined this guy's life by Andrew Cole. AI has been a hot subject for these past couple of years, and a lot of people are worried that AI is going to take over at a rapid pace, and it seems like this guy has felt the first-hand effects of it. So let's investigate. Get you on
AI
full screen,
has
buddy.
ruined my life. Now, I know that might sound dramatic, but let me
It
tell you
is.
why.
That's a dramatic hook, that's for sure. You got me hooked in.
Um, First of all, I want to say the reason people watch videos where it's just a person talking to a camera, and the reason that's made a big comeback on YouTube, is that everything is synthetic, artificial, manufactured, and only made in order to make money on social media nowadays. So this is all we got left. Me having a human to human conversation to talk about this.
We call that the FaceTime approach.
So all throughout my life, I've done many creative professions. I used to make music videos. I wanted to be a director of photography, which, if you don't know, is pretty much like the head of the cameraman in a video production. I used to be very into video production.
I think I know where this is going because AI can do all of that. Maybe not amazingly, but give it like another 5 years or so, and AI will be able to do what these creatives can do even better than what a human can do.
Um,
Scary times.
but the common theme of my life is that I've always loved creative endeavors and projects. I made some money with video production. It was all right. But then after I had about 3 clients in a row that ended up paying me less than minimum wage for the hours I put into it, doing the best work I could with 6 years of experience and a camera that is Netflix certified, I had enough. I couldn't do it anymore.
Because AI can probably do that, but even better.
It was something that just kept happening to me. And that's when the competition with automation started. So even back then, this was only about 3 years ago, I noticed that people started
And it's even worse now as of 2025.
to make comments. Clients started to make comments. I can just do that with this tool. You don't need to edit with Premiere. I can do this in CapCut. I have an iPhone camera. It's pretty much just as good. Basically, as a professional, I've always loved to make things perfect to the level of quality that I wanted. That's professional. And that means fine-tuning very little things in a form of craftsmanship to make it perfect. And the problem is, a lot of people don't notice that stuff and they don't care. They don't care about craftsmanship anymore. It's about production. It's about produce. Meet the damn quota. Get this content out. And so I had enough with video production. A little before then, I started on TikTok. Don't click out, okay? I'm not a cringy TikToker. I just made videos that were creative. It was my creative outlet, and I really enjoyed it. I did that start TikTok at the December of 2018. So that's been about 6 years now.
Damn, TikTok's been out for that long. I knew it came out in 2019, but I didn't realize that TikTok has been around since 2018.
And I got success on TikTok.
Is it just me, or does anybody else feel that way?
I got about 430,000 followers from that.
Yeah.
Um, but there's something that happened around 2022 that just made TikTok stop being fun to me. And that was that AI tools and things like CapCut started to become mainstream, which made it so everybody can do this.
Oh yeah, people were trending with were doing cap cut trends. So instead of dancing on the camera or lip syncing or whatever, there was a brief period from like 2022 to 2023 where a lot of the trends were based around cap cut edits. So I can see where he's going.
You know, it doesn't matter if it low key looks like crap. And I'm not judging people, but that, like, if it's 80% there, it's good enough. Post it. You know, for example, there are a lot of examples. So basically, I've been trying to run for the last 3 years from the mass acquisition of skills, lowering the bars for skill sets to the point where your skill set suddenly becomes useless. And AI has been central to doing that to me. And that's the main theme of this video, and that's the problem that has basically been messing me up for 3 years.
But even with CapCut though, you still need to manually edit or you still need to manually cut clips and add overlays. Like AI can't just guess what kind of overlay you want or whatever. I mean, the captions though, the captions is one thing. AI definitely made that easier for sure with the captions because before you had to manually put captions in, and that alone, depending on how long the video was, would easily beat hours of labor. Even for like a 30-minute video or whatever, it would still take you hours to manually put in just the captions.
Um,
And some people even did that pre AI, pre 2020. Like some people even did that where they would manually add captions to their videos, which is absolute insanity, if you ask me.
so what used to be skills, and a great example of this is Vine. Back then, not everybody could be a Viner, if you remember the Vine days. Believe it or not, there was actually a lot of skill that went into making Vine videos and even Instagram videos.
Yeah, you had to figure out how to be funny and or insightful within 6 seconds. Because with Vine, you were limited to just 6 seconds. That's it.
Um, you had to know how to edit. Not everybody could make good videos on social media. But then once CapCut became mainstream with all of its AI tools, everything became, you know, completely easy. You know, anyone can do the same things.
The dumbification of video editing.
So now that everybody is on the same level and editing is easy, making a video is easy, buying equipment's easy, all of a sudden the competition increases so much that there's no barrier to entry. And I know that having a low barrier to entry might be a good thing. But if you think about it, I think there should be barriers to entry because it makes you put a stake in the game. Beforehand, if you wanted to be good at video production, you had to learn a lot, or social media, like videos. You had to learn a lot of skills and spend a lot of hours to get those skills that set you apart from other people. And any old hack that wanted to join, again, I'm not judging people, but you know, any person that just wanted to grab some money, they couldn't just quickly do that. They had to learn those skills. And because people that want money quick are not willing to put in the time to learn those skills, it weeded all of those people out. So the people that made it to that level of knowing all of these skills required to make good content and good videos and any good creative output, there's a lower amount of them. And it was easier to get attention because you earned it. You deserved the attention because you worked hard to get the skills required to get that attention. So now what happens when everybody is a hero? No one will be, to quote The Incredibles.
I mean, I feel for this guy, I really do. But here's the thing, right? There are still people who are rising above a bunch of other people with video editing and with their content in general, even in this age of where everything has been dumbed down, including the video editing. There's still a group of people that are rising above everyone else. So honestly, it kind of just seems like a skill issue to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, AI is definitely a threat and it's going to harm a lot of people, but I feel like this guy just couldn't adapt to the times and couldn't figure out a way to rise above these people who were supposedly having it easy. Because when video editing becomes easy and you're a content creator, right? I mean, I'm no expert by any means, but, and honestly, I'm struggling myself, but if you're truly an expert content creator, you'll be able to use those tools to make you an even better creator, if that makes sense.
Basically, when everybody can make content to almost the same level, now people are going to compete on a much dirtier, in a much dirtier way, in a much more scammy way. They'll go to different lows. One way that this manifests is people on social media that are willing to do stupid things like eat a Tide Pod as an outdated example,
The Tide Pod challenge was well before TikTok.
or whatever stupid whatever stupid thing they can think of. In a way, I respect that because at least you're still putting some skin in the game. You're doing something that most people don't want to do. But the problem is, when TikTok came out with its monetization, as you know, a video cannot be monetized until it reaches a minute. So now all of a sudden, with all these AI tools that have leveled the playing field 100%, now people are willing to just repost content. It all just goes to the lowest level. And what's upsetting for me is that on TikTok, I would be trying to put some good work into my videos and effort. And basically, you post something you put a lot of hard work into, and it gets treated the same as something that's more entertaining but was stolen. Now, people don't care about hard work, which is actually fine. I'm not here to say hard work is, if someone makes a crappy video but they worked hard on it, it is a crappy video. But what I am saying is that you can't compete
Yeah, you can't put sprinkles on shit and expect it to be tasty.
with people that don't make anything. Like, you can't, as a creator.
But here's the thing, right? There's ways to provide good content without being an expert editor. There's a reason why there's a lot of people on TikTok that manage to get huge followings just from talking to the camera. There's little to no editing required. You don't have to be fancy with your transitions or anything like that. You just talk to the camera. Like there's a reason why. It's the idea that matters. It's not the production. The production can help with your idea, but it's really the idea and how you deliver that message. And it could just be as simple as talking to a camera, right? That's why this guy's video went viral on YouTube, is because he's saying things that's resonating with a good chunk of the people that are watching his video right now. Because I think this video has like what 300,000 views right now, or close to that range. But that's why, is because he managed to find something that a lot of people can resonate with, even though it's not edited, it's not hyper edited or anything like that. And so far, he's been doing this all in one take. There's no cuts either. So you don't need to be a fancy editor to rise above the reposters or the people that just rely solely on AI edits, right? Like from CapCut or whatever.
It's not very easy to compete with someone else that just reposts clips of other people that worked hard and steals their content.
You have people like that, but that can't be the reason why you're struggling now.
Like clips from TV shows or this or that. All that stuff took tons of skill and skilled people running the cameras, writers, all types of skills, money, investment, years of hard work. And then you got a person that comes along, takes the clip, makes a couple of alterations just so they can barely monetize it. And then they make thousands of dollars from it. And the truth is, if those people were not present and behaving in such a way, all the people that wanted to put hard work into their videos would actually get a lot more success, because once again, we'd be in a smaller group of hardworking people and the supply and demand would be different. So then I pretty much quit TikTok because I realized I can't compete with all of this automation. These people are essentially, some of them have automation processes that make videos for them, and they've made thousands of dollars. And basically, you can't really compete with that, can you? If you want to make your own content, at the very least, it's going to be a lot harder. So then I worked for a YouTube channel as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go into the specifics of what channel it is, but they're at about 600,000 followers now. When I joined, they were at 200,000 followers. I worked for them for about 2 months. And when I worked at them, they jumped up about 200,000 followers more. I wrote scripts for these animated videos, and basically, to this day, the script I wrote for a series that I'd been wanting to make in some way or another for the last 4 years, it really took off. It got 3 million views. We made a second video, and that became
Woo.
the second most viewed video on the channel, or at least the top like 4. I got paid the same flat rate.
Oof.
Based on the math, those 2 videos alone that I wrote the script for made, with the sponsor, at least $80,000. And I got paid $280 for each of them.
Oof. Damn. So tongue tied. He didn't even get performance based earnings. He just got a flat fee regardless of how many views those videos got. I don't know, man. You should have negotiated for better terms when you took on those jobs. You probably could have you could have probably edited the contract to have them say, "Hey, we'll also pay you based on how much views the videos that you work on gets for the channel." You should have negotiated harder, man. I know it's not easy to negotiate with employers, but you really should have pushed for performance-based compensation rather than just a flat fee, or maybe take the flat fee but also get performance-based bonuses on top of the flat fee. And besides, 280 bucks to write a script sounds kind of on the low end, especially if these are videos that are getting millions of views and you're already working for a channel that had 200,000 subscribers before you even joined. Like, I don't know, man. Feel like you just set yourself up to get shafted. It's more of a personal thing, if you ask me.
Although I did negotiate a bonus for $200 per million views, although the
Oh,
guy
okay.
hasn't paid me for the 3 millionth view. I guess he owes me $200. So,
Okay, at least he negotiated there, so maybe I spoke too soon.
and the second video, he didn't give me the bonus.
Okay, so now the employer's being a piece of shit, so at least he negotiated some sort of bonus, but the employer's just being very shady. But I feel like you should have gotten that in a contract, because if it was a verbal agreement, then yeah, the employer is technically not entitled to paying you any sort of bonus. So you should have gotten that in writing. You should have gotten an actual contract rather than just a verbal agreement. But you live and you learn.
So for the first video that got 2 million views, I got a bonus of $400, which was cool. Haven't been paid for the 3 millionth on the first video that's happened since. And the second one, he hasn't paid me any bonus. Now, why do I say that AI ruined my life? Because this was a great job. Then my grandpa died and I took a week off because it really messed me up. When I came back, he fired me.
Oof. Probably because ChatGPT could write those scripts almost as well as he could.
The reason AI messed me up though, is that this guy then used AI based on the scripts I already wrote to make more lower quality videos, keeping the same series going. He's gotten millions of views ever since, making maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars based on the brand that I originally helped to make with the scripts and my idea for it. It's a series. And he replaced me with AI.
Yep.
No cost to him. So then I thought, well, I'll do Amazon KDP. Amazon KDP is publishing books on Amazon because it looks like I have a knack for writing. And that's where I am right now. But the more I watch these tutorial videos, the more I realize that you just need to make essentially... All right, here's what messes me up. These people on YouTube or whatever are using AI to write books. That's just not something I want to do. I don't want my portfolio to just be full of AI slop. I want to write things that mean something.
Mm-hmm.
I want my words to be relatable to humans, and I want it to come from the soul. And the more I watch these videos, the more I realize that these gurus on YouTube got rich from searching keywords and generating a book.
I mean, shit, man, you can even write whole ass programs using ChatGPT. You don't even need coding experience anymore. You can literally have ChatGPT write the code for you. So, yeah, ChatGPT can write books, they can write code. Man, it's getting scary out there.
I can't compete. I just simply can't compete. I can't write that fast. Um, I published my first book and it's got 0 sales, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not
It's expected.
here to complain, right? But it's just dawning on me that I can't compete with this AI, dude. I don't want to contribute to making the internet a worse place.
But I feel like with book writing, people get the books more so for the people that are writing the books rather than the actual subject of the book, right? Like if this guy really had clout, then people would buy his book. Even if what he's writing isn't the best, people would still buy his book simply because of his name. But if he's not getting any sales, then that means that he's not as popular as he thinks he is on the internet. Because usually, internet popularity will get at least a few eyes on your book. It feels like.
I actually like the internet a lot.
Yeah, I like the internet too, but it's also brought a couple of unpleasant things to society.
I think the internet that was filled with things made by humans was great. And I think that if we project where this is going, the internet's gonna look like a pretty crappy place soon, full of
Brain rot.
all AI and probably bots. Um, and so I don't know what to do. Every time I think I have a valuable skill that would have been valuable 30 years ago, that 10 years ago would have been a career for me. It gets replaced with AI, and it makes my skill useless. So I guess I could do keyword research and try to write the book fast before the trend dies or something. But I can't do that without AI, and I don't want to use it.
If you can't beat him, join him.
So I feel like I can't compete here. I wonder if anyone else feels like they can't escape their skill set being completely devalued by whatever new AI technology comes out next.
I mean, if you can't beat him, join him, right? You have to adapt. Yeah, I mean, the whole AI thing sucks, and AI is going to take away a lot of jobs and opportunities, but you can also use AI to your advantage. And it's going to get to a point where if you don't know how to leverage AI, you're just going to be left behind forever. But at the same time, if you can learn how to use AI in some shape or form now, you're going to be a big baller in the future, or at least put yourself in a position to be a big baller. If you take the time to learn AI and kind of play around with ChatGPT and the other AI apps that are out there, but that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to figure out how I can use AI to enhance my life rather than just surrendering myself to AI and go, oh, they're coming for us in 5 to 10 years or whatever. I'm trying to figure out ways to use AI to my advantage and to be one of those early movers, because AI is still in its infancy. So we got to think positively. That's how we're going to get through this.
Let me know in the comments.
I think you know right now, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, these people say that they made tens of thousands of dollars within a couple of months. And they do. But any author throughout history would tell you that that's not realistic and that's not possible. But it is possible now because of AI. The only difference is one is using their soul to create something that they actually want to have a meaning to another person, and another is just generating slop. Um, you could do it the hard way, you know, just say, I'm going to do it the hard way. I'm going to do it the right way. But is it even worth it? When a carpenter gets replaced by a factory in China, does he just keep doing it the hard way? I guess so. It becomes something else entirely. It just gets boiled down to art. Whereas before I would have been able to compete in the corporate landscape in our economy. I would have been able to contribute and be part of it. But now I'm just a carpenter that makes art pieces with words.
Cog in the machine, as they say.
So I don't know what to say. I'm not complaining. I feel like whatever new skill I learn will probably just be replaced by AI eventually. So what's the point?
You can also get a career in sales. I mean, sales is never going to die, even with AI, right? You're just going to tailor your pitch to say that your AI is better than the competitor's AI, if that makes sense. But sales is always an option.
It's happened about 3 times now. So yeah, sometimes I wish I was born 30 years ago when people actually cared about marketing copy, when there wasn't social media, when people wanted to write clever commercials, when people wanted to write clever movies, when people wanted to make art that had a deeper meaning to it, but could also make money. It was a beautiful time. But now we live in 2025. I guess there's no point in moping, but if anyone has any answers or ideas, I'm all ears. So I hope you guys have a good day, and thanks for listening to my rant.
Damn, that really was from the heart. He did that all in one take, no cuts. But I was going to add something to his last comment about being born 30 years earlier. Yeah, you didn't have social media, anything like that. But at the same time, the internet, while it's done a lot of harm to society, it's also done a lot of amazing things for society, right? Like, it gives us knowledge in the palm of our hand, right? Like this whole phone, we can literally learn about everything that we need to know just from looking stuff up on this little phone. That wasn't possible 30 or even 20 years ago. So that's one thing. And all the opportunities that's opened up, right? Like you could become a content creator, you could do your own thing. Literally, you just have to record yourself on a camera. You weren't able to do that 20, 30 years ago. And just all the job opportunities that have opened up as a result of having the internet that we didn't have 20, 30 years ago or whatever. And even basic things like being like calendars or whatever, right? Or GPS or maps, right? We didn't have those 20, 30 years ago. Like there's things that the internet's also done to make even the small things more convenient for us. So, yeah, I mean, it's done a lot of harm, but there's also been a lot of good. And it's going to be the same deal with AI. You just have to figure it out early. You have to adapt. We just have to adapt as people. Otherwise, we're going to get crushed, regardless of what the next hot thing is or whatever. But I really feel for him. But at the same time, he just does a lot of whining. And it's like borderline incel shit. But let's look at the comments. I'm incredibly grateful for the attention this video received. I've been stuck at 160 subs for almost a year, and now that number has doubled. Well, you got up to 6,000 subs, so good for you. But that's good. That's good. I mean, hey, at least something positive came out of this. I mean, it was a good speech, but I think it was too whiny, in my opinion. But that's what got him those views is he whined a lot, and people resonate with whining. and putting in things like how AI ruined a life, which is fair. Those things will definitely get eyes on the video, so to speak. Everything feels fake AF. All content is made by AI. It's getting there. I mean, my experience hasn't felt like that. I feel like my FYP on TikTok still gets a lot of genuine videos, so to speak. I don't really get a whole lot of the AI slop, but maybe that's just how I tailored my algorithm. Could be a skill thing, could be me getting lucky. Who knows? I'm 33. When I was a teenager, the internet was this cool place of people sharing knowledge, talking to each other about things we were passionate about. Now everything is about money. Everybody's trying to sell something, trying to be an influencer so they can be rich. It's disgusting. And don't get me started on trying to sell something, right? I really hate those people that try to peddle their freaking supplements on the internet when most of those supplements they do nothing for you. It's literally modern day snake oil. So I completely get that. At this point, it's beginning to look mighty interesting to just go and join the Amish. I hate everything about tech these days. Go milk some cows, buddy. Who the hell reads books written by AI? That's got a lot of replies. Probably no one does it, but yeah. What do you think? Is AI affecting you yet? Or do you think it's going to happen soon? Let me know. Show me some love. Talk to you later.